have a brother that was diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia. He was diagnosed when he was around 4 years old. Now he's 12 years old and attending the 6th grade. With online school, I often hear that his teacher is shouting, nagging, and can't stop punishing my brother because he can't focus on class or get good grades. Even though my brother tried really hard to exceed their expectation, it was still humiliate and punish my brother in front of all of his classmates. My brother is just a small percentage of people that live with disability. How about people who struggle even more? Bullying, discrimination, unfair treatment. People with disability are often looked down in our society. So, how can we change this? Is there anything that we can do to help? Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Safira Putri from Sekolah Dharma Bangsa Bandar Lampung. And today, I will be talking more about fighting inequalities and barriers faced by persons with disability. People with disability face discrimination and barriers that restrict them from participating in social structure with others every day. They are commonly denied against their rights to be included in general school system or the workplace, to live independently in the community, to enjoy social activities and protection, and to be treated like a human being. And in this world, there are over 650 million people that live with disability, whether it's mental, physical, intellectual, or sensory disability. In Indonesia alone, there are over 10 million people that live with disability. According to the UN Handbook from Exclusion to Equality, realizing the rights for people with disability, 20% of poor people in this world is living with disability. 98% of children with disability in developing countries do not attend school. 1 over 3 children live with disability. And the literacy rate for men with disability is as low as 3% and 1% for women in some countries. Disability discrimination is one example that people with disability have to face. Like, for example, disability discrimination in the workplace, like job assignment, unfair payment, hiring and firing, workplace harassment, and so much more. Discrimination in school, like bullying, unfair treatment, lack of attention, underestimated, and so much more. All of the data that I told you before is one example of this situation. People with disability have a high level of poverty and also lack of education because of the lack of recognition from society. A stigma that people with disability cannot do anything on their own and become underestimated. Takwani Suci Pristanti. She is physically disabled. Among 50 vacancies that she applied, none of them replied, response, or even accept her, even though she's eligible enough to be hired. Some of the company even told her that they don't accept disabled person in her face. Sadly, a case like this still happens until this very day. Like I told you before, there are 4 types of disability: sensory, intellectual, mental, and physical disability. People with disability is not always people who have physical limitation. In movies, they were always represented with people that sitting in a wheelchair, even though there are like 1,000 kinds of symptoms of disabilities. People with disability that doesn't show any physical disability cannot be underestimated. Autism, ADHD, bipolar disorder, deaf, speech impaired, schizophrenia, dementia, and so much more. We cannot see them with bare eyes, but that doesn't mean that they struggle even less than other disabilities. Every people in this world have their own advantage and struggle. We cannot hit average for every people that is living in this world. But that doesn't mean that if other people are different, we cannot discriminate against other people. So every people in this world was created differently, and it's not a bad thing. Sadly, not many people are aware about this problem that is happening. So what can we do to help? Actually, there is one thing that you can do to help, but many people underestimated it. Spreading awareness and educating yourself is one step for you to do to help. Not many people out there are aware of how much discrimination that people with disability have to face. Not many people out there understand how hard it is to be disabled. Not many people out there know how to treat people with disability and how they want to be treated. So I know that a lot of people already said this, but raising awareness can make such a big impact in the community. So many people know about this problem and many people educated about this problem, we can easily solve this problem. But one step higher that you can do to help is donate and participate in community that help people with disability. There are thousands of funds and donations that you can use, but I would definitely recommend you to donate to akubisa.com or Yakum Rehabilitation Center for local and Disability Rights Fund for international. There are a lot of people out there that doesn't have the ability to access human basic needs and also medical treatment. So a little bit donation from you can be a miracle for those who need it. So if you have a little bit of pocket money, you can do a greater good. So ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, first, every human in this world was created differently. Every single person is special, but not in the meaning of special in needs or special in behavior, but more of special of who they are as a person. We don't have to understand, we just have to respect it. It's not that hard to treat other human like a human being, either it's in the internet or it's in the real world. So they are not an object that you can use to make yourself feel better. And lastly, I know that resolving human rights problem is not an easy job. But I believe that if all of us unite and actually respect each other's boundaries, we can resolve any human rights problem that is happening in our world. Thank you for listening. My name is Safira Putri from Sekolah Dharma Bangsa Bandar Lampung. Once again, thank you.